What's up everyone and welcome back to the MMA Fast. Today, let's get started with Demetrious Johnson shares conversation with Georges St-Pierre about retirement. Mighty Mouse, who exhibited incredible fight IQ throughout his illustrious career, was also quite savvy off of it, especially when it came to keeping his career earnings in check over the years. In an interview, Johnson credited fellow mixed martial arts legend Georges St-Pierre for helping him set things straight when it came to planning out his retirement from professional fighting. When I talked to GSP, he was somebody who inspired me to retire, and someone who still inspires me to this day. He was like, if you were to come back to fight and make money, there are millions of ways to make money. And I'm realizing that now. And I've always been smart with my finances, and yeah, there's no point in coming back and fighting. Jiri Prochazka expresses feelings about potential Alex Pereira trilogy fight. Jiri Prochazka shared his thoughts on a potential trilogy fight against light heavyweight champion Alex Pereira. The Czech fighter has faced Pereira twice, suffering second-round knockout losses in both encounters. In their first fight at UFC 295, Prochazka was competitive until the finishing sequence, but Pereira successfully neutralized Prochazka's unorthodox offense and clearly dominated him in their UFC 303 rematch to defend the title. Prochazka is set to fight fellow former champion Jamahal Hill at UFC 311 in January 2025, aiming for another shot at the title. In a recent interview, he was asked if he believed a victory over Hill on January 18th would lead to another title shot. Maybe it will sound crazy or whatever, but believe me, I'm working on that to be champion. Champion right now is Alex. I'm focusing what's in front of me, what's the next step. Right now, it is Jamahal Hill. Next, we will see who's the champion. If that's Alex. If there is a question about the fight with Alex, that will be, for me, the fight for my life. Yeah. Merab Dvalishvili says he was denied UFC PI entry because of Umar Nurmagomedov. Merab Dvalishvili continues to believe Umar Nurmagomedov is being given special privilege by the UFC after a frustrating experience Monday at the UFC Performance Institute. According to Merab, he was denied entrance into the facility in Las Vegas because Umar, whom he meets for his bantamweight title at UFC 311 on January 18th in Inglewood, was already present in the building, and security wanted to avoid any potential issues. I'm here out front of the UFC PI, and security don't let me go in because they said Umar Nurmagomedov is inside, and they are protecting him. Don't worry, guys. I'm not going to smash him before the fight. But January 18th, different story. I'm not able to go in UFC PI because I was supposed to get treatment for my injury. I was supposed to sign some cards. I was supposed to eat lunch with my friends. I'm going to smash this guy because of all the disrespect, all the lies he was saying. You better show up, Umar. Today you're protected. Don't worry, I'm not going to punch you before the fight. January 18th, no one will protect you. Dvalishvili did not reveal if he would eventually be granted access to the UFC PI and his rehab treatment, and how long he would have to wait for his departure. The reigning UFC champ didn't seem thrilled with the situation regardless, and it adds another layer to the title showdown with Nurmagomedov in less than 1 month. Robert Whittaker rules out one future move, but ex-UFC champ might try 205. It's been more than a decade since Robert Whittaker dipped down to 170 pounds, and best believe he doesn't have designs on heading back there again. One thing Whittaker says he doesn't like about recent MMA trends is champions putting their divisions on hold for other contenders while they chase second titles either up a weight class or down. And Whittaker said if he was a title holder right now, his attitude probably would be different. But at the very least, he knows there's only one direction he would go if he did change weight classes. When champs go up or down, it stalls the division out so hard. So hard. Don't get me wrong, I'd be doing the same thing. I'm no saint here. I care about my own agenda as well. I wouldn't go down, I can't go down. I'm still playing with the idea of going up to light heavyweight. I'm a big fighter, much bigger than people think I am. Francis Ngannou reacts to Oleksandr Usyk's championship rematch win over Tyson Fury. Francis Ngannou doesn't entirely agree with the scorecards of Oleksandr Usyk versus Tyson Fury. Usyk defeated Fury a second time, after winning a split decision in their first meeting 7 months ago. Ngannou is okay with Usyk getting his hand raised, but not as definitively as the scorecards reflected. The fight was pretty close. I would have scored the fight closer than that. Maybe Usyk could have still won. I mean, at the end of the fight, I wasn't sure that anybody was a winner, because anybody could have been a winner. From my scorecard, it was closer than that. No, AI might be intelligent, but AI doesn't understand the sport properly. It's a man sport. It's not a machine sport. I think AI, regardless of everything, is still a machine that operates automatically and scores based on some things it can't see. I don't think AI has all the specific or the data to score a boxing match. What I want to see now is Tyson Fury and Francis Ngannou. That's all what matters to me. Ian Garry responds to Kamaru Usman. Ian Garry gave his thoughts on Usman revealing these messages during a recent interview with Spaceport Sweden. He says that at the time, he did go out of his way to praise the best welterweight in the world. However, his opinion of Kamaru has since changed, now that he has become a competitor of his at 170 pounds. The 27-year-old doesn't take back what he once said, but did state that he no longer has that same level of respect for Usman. I had a lot of respect for him until he turned me down. He turned the fight with me down and that's it. I had a lot of respect for him. I had a lot of respect for him and his career and everything that he did as the champion. And when I was a young kid watching the sport and I was an amateur and I'm watching him fight Gilbert Burns for the world title and I'm like, this guy's one of the best we've seen. That was the opinion the world had of him at that point. When that same guy turns down a fight against you, it changes the way you think about him. So I had respect for Kamaru. Might be still a little bit, but not much after you turned me down. Not much. Did Paddy Pimblett tease a fight with Michael Chandler? Ever since the UFC announced its return to London on March 22nd, the expectation has been that Paddy Pimblett would be booked to fight in home country. The only question has been against whom. As Pimblett gears up for his 5th year in the UFC, it's about time he ramps up the level of competition if he wants to be considered a legit title contender. While nothing has been announced or confirmed, a matchup with former Bellator champ Chandler certainly would present an incredible opportunity to open 2025 with a splash if Pimblett could earn a victory. I'm coming for that belt, so I'm looking for higher-ranked fighters now. I'm sure you will see a fight announcement soon enough. I've said yeah, the opponent said yeah, just need to get stuff signed. So, you know the score, everyone. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you at the top. Wait a minute. See you at the top? Hey, that's Michael Chandler's catchphrase. UFC champion Jon Jones maps out 5-year plan. UFC heavyweight champion Jon Jones knows the end is near, which is why he's motivated by big fights. Jones defended his heavyweight title at UFC 309 when he finished Stipe Miocic by round 3 TKO. The all-time great only has a fight or two left in him and sees a matchup with light heavyweight champion Alex Pereira as more lucrative than interim heavyweight champion Tom Aspinall. Money is a motivator. I think most people lie if they said they weren't motivated by money. But also, I've been doing the UFC work just out of love too. I really love what I do. I really love making money. I really love writing my name down in the history books and being a guy who'll be able to live forever through the UFC record books. That all means a lot. But another thing, Dana White, my boss, he told me a long time ago, he was like, John, money will never be your issue because I never want you to worry about money. It will never be your issue. It will always come to you for the rest of your life. And it seems like the less I think about money, the more it comes to me. It just starts falling in my hands these days and I'm grateful for it. Within the next 5 years, I want to win 1 more fight, maybe even 2 more fights, and try and make as much money as possible in the UFC. I want to launch off my acting career. I've always wanted to be an actor. I think I do pretty good on camera, and I've done little commercials and things like that. Every time I'm on set, everybody's like, bro, it's hard to believe that you're a fighter. You conduct yourself just like all of our professional actors. So that's my 5-year plan. 10 years from now, I just want to be the best dad I can be.